to him and gets the takedown immediately. Look at this.
Taking a big risk, getting up, turning his back.
Colby all over him here.
Quick start.
Real quick start.
Someone's bleeding.
What happened if there's blood?
Maybe a cauliflower ear explosion, I don't know.
It looks like it's Colby. Might have been from a collision going for the takedown.
Colby generally doesn't fight like this. Big surprise.
It looks like Rafael dos Anjos' cauliflower ear.
Yep.
His left ear. Look at Colby all over him. And another thing to consider, Colby's a bigger man. You know, Colby's not making 155. Dos Anjos did for years. The majority of his UFC career, in fact.
Right.
And I think he's a natural welterweight. I mean, I think it's the right weight class for him. But there's a big gap in those 10 pounds, and I think Colby's at the higher end of it.
Another thing, Colby Covington has a lot of faith in his cardio. He says, my cardio, my heart, my pacing, other fighters just can't keep up with me. He's fighting a guy who has a lot of faith in his gas tank. Remember, it's a 5-round fight.
Colby with some good body kick, and another front kick down the middle. That cardio is just such a weapon. To be able to put a vicious pace on someone and know that you can keep up.
No surprise, Covington has advanced 57% of the time, under a minute now, round one. Covington has never been knocked out in 14, now 15 pro fights.
But since that first takedown, not a lot of success. He's been in clinch positions, but not any clean takedowns since that first one.
But he's not giving Dos Anjos a chance to set up. He's forcing him to fight off the back foot.
So many questions in this first round with the pacing and the style of these two fighters.
Well, there was a question about Colby leading into the Maia fight. He answered those questions, and he's answered even more of them now.
Round two here, Colby Covington, Rafael dos Anjos. Mike Brown and Jorge Masvidal trying to calm Covington down. He liked that head kick out of himself.
He liked it, he smiled. Look at this, he's got Dos Anjos down again.
Same as early in round one. Early takedown, working for the hooks. Dos Anjos against the fence, trying to turn.
Center control advantage, Covington. You heard Jason Perillo say to Dos Anjos, if he backs up, try to stay on him. Fight for underhooks here.
Colby is forcing Dos Anjos to fight his fight. He's pressing the action, and he's forcing Dos Anjos to respond to him. Dos Anjos has got to do something to turn this fight around and make him the guy who's pressing the action. Because that's how he likes to fight. He's not a counter fighter. He's a guy who likes to brawl technically.
He's got to do two things right now that he's not doing. Number one, he can't let his back get pushed against the fence. He has to angle when Colby Covington comes forward. And he hasn't been able to yet land that power shot that's going to make Colby Covington hesitate. Those two things. Can't back up like this. I think that's a smart tactical transition. He's not going to drop Robbie Lawler with one shot like he did 55ers. Nice takedown.
Colby's on his back.
Fourth takedown secured for Covington on 11 attempts. Dos Anjos landed nearly 200 significant strikes against Lawler over 25 minutes. Couldn't get him out of there.
Dos Anjos shaking off that hook, and he is starting to show fatigue. He's taking big, deep breaths. The pressure of Covington, and now not just the pressure, but the overwhelming anxiety of knowing that you're losing this fight to a guy that's been talking trash to you for weeks now.
But for his point, he's been getting up and forcing Colby Covington to spend a lot of energy going after him. And his body work's been good. That might pay dividends rounds 3, 4, and 5. We'll see.
But look, Colby again, right on top of him. I mean, this is total Nick Diaz style. Just overwhelming you, constant pressure.
Covington continuously mixing up the footwork too, switching stances, giving Dos Anjos a lot of different looks tonight. And Maybe some discouragement starting to creep in for the Brazilian. And hard to quantify the emotion, Joe, but, you know, this guy who's denigrated his entire country, taking personal shots.
Yeah, tremendous amount of pressure on Dos Anjos, but also pressure on Colby because he's got to back up all that talk. Look at Colby all over him again.
You get that feeling, I don't care if I land, I don't care if I get the takedown, I'm keeping something in your face and exhausting you. Clearly his strategy.
And, you know, we got 2 rounds to go.
Well, one thing Covington can't control is his strength of schedule, and a lot of people wondered how he would do with this step up in competition tonight. Dos Anjos with nearly 3 times as much pro experience. So far, really good for Covington, who did close as the betting favorite tonight.
No one's been able to do this to Dos Anjos. I mean, you go and look at his welterweight fights. Robbie Lawler, who's a former champion, he ran through Neil Magny, he beat up Tarek Safadine. I mean, no one's been able to do this to him. And even at lightweight, Alvarez caught him and hurt him. I mean, look at this. He just doesn't give you any chance to set up. And he's not kicking full strength. He's not punching full strength. He's just staying on it over and over and over again. I mean, this is impressive stuff.
Just mixing the martial arts beautifully. Under a minute now to go, round 3. Covington working off the back of the Brazilian now.
I've always admired that style, that Nick Diaz style, because it just seems so smothering. When he's just constantly on top of you, you don't get a chance to breathe. I mean, Frank Shamrock talked about his fight with Nick Diaz. He said one of the things about it is you don't get a chance to breathe and catch your breath because you're just constantly touching it, constantly touching it. You never get to set up. And this is exactly the same kind of style that Colby's employed. Maybe even more aggressive.
And mixing in a lot more wrestling.
Yes.
I mean, you know, that's one thing the Diaz brothers don't necessarily mix in that takedown like Colby Covington is going to do. He's going to throw this in your face and then go for the clinch and takedown. Rafael Dos Anjos has to figure out a way around this strategy or else it's 2 more rounds of this.
Yeah, and I want to hear what Dos Anjos' corner is telling him to do technically. Oh! Big left hand by Rafael Dos Anjos.
Covington took it well, though.
He certainly did. We got to remember, Dos Anjos is known for his conditioning. And if anybody's going to bounce back in between rounds, he absolutely knows how to do it.
Difficulties, he's generally had a volume attack, but I think he needs one big one to get back in this fighter. One shot that's going to open up that combination and get Colby Covington backing off.
Under 2 minutes in the round, confidence growing for the former lightweight champ Dos Anjos. Covington may have thought he broke him earlier.
And now Dos Anjos is moving more side to side, not just backing straight up.
Cannot afford to get caught against the fence like this.
And cannot afford to get taken down and beaten up. Now he's spinning away. There he goes.
Not the power. Yeah, not the power and the persistence he had in the first 3 rounds.
Colby stuffs it. Colby has him pressed up against the cage now. Some blood coming off his forehead or the bridge of the nose of Dos Anjos.
Very different round so far in round 4 for Rafael Dos Anjos. Wow. Look at that. Dead even, significant strikes.
Covington with a nice combination there.
Oh, he's swinging.
Good counter right from Dos Anjos. Covington with a level change here. Under a minute now to go in round 4. Covington with a right hand out of the break. Nice uppercut by Covington. And a counter left from Dos Anjos.
Man, still throwing with volume is Colby Covington.
And Covington with a leg. Gets a single. Dos Anjos on his back. No bueno.
Yeah, not what Dos Anjos was looking for late in this 4th.
He hears the claps. Let's see if he can reverse it before the 10 seconds is up.
Deep half. I don't think he has time to use it, though.
No, he's not even going to try. He's going to conserve.
20 minutes down, 5 to go.
Both fighters need to fight like they need this 5th round, regardless of what everyone on social media thinks, what the judges think. They have to fight like they have to have this 5th round. No one can back off.
And right now, Colby's the one who's doing that. He's locked on Dos Anjos' back here.
Boy, he started the first couple rounds. Clinch, looking for the one hook.
Dos Anjos separating those hands, see if he can pop those hips and get out of there.
Whatever Rafael Dos Anjos has, he has to spend it in this 5th round.
Dos Anjos trying to join Randy Couture, BJ Penn, George St. Pierre, and Conor McGregor as the only 2-division champions in UFC history.
Oh, look at that. Went for the Jeremy Stevens.
Came close, but just grazed him.
So important to have a great referee like Herb Dean in a fight like this, too. And he's telling him to work in here, but he's letting them work.
Some sort of protest there from Colby Covington. Oh, big left from Chaos. Just over 2 minutes to go. Outstanding championship fight thus far.
Knee those legs. Knee those legs. Come up top. Get your head out of there. There you go. Come up top.
Dos Anjos yet to really threaten with any submissions. Reached the guy on top, but...
And Colby's got him pressed up against the cage for the first 3 minutes of the fight.
where he hasn't been able to use any of his tools, any of his offensive weapons.
Now he's circling around the center. He's got to make something happen. There he goes. Made an attempt. They cut across with the right hand. He needs more of that. And for Colby, he needs more of this. Look at that. More pressure. Bam. Keep him backing up.
Right.
Oh,
Nice
Dos
left.
Anjos clipped him.
40 seconds now to go to determine the UFC's interim welterweight champ.
Oh. They're swinging. Oh.
Covington with a right.
Oh, man, this is crazy.
It's Colby Covington, though, not backing off when it comes to these striking exchanges. He was landing well, now going for the takedown.
This is an exhausting fight here.
And yet, pretty good output on both sides here in this 5th and final round.
Nice
Oh,
kick
big.
to the body.
And a left hand from Covington.
Wow.
Outstanding championship fight between Colby Covington and Rafael Dos Anjos.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 49-46, 48-47, and 48-47 for the winner by unanimous decision. And now, the new interim UFC welterweight champion, Colby